Class 12D students, today I'm going to teach you sociology. The chapter is patterns of remaining portion of the chapter 5, patterns of social inequality and exclusion. So there are certain subtopics. Caste system is as a discriminatory system. Then second topic is provision by the government for SCs and STs. Next topic is other backward classes. Then Adivasi struggle. Now caste system is a has been discriminatory system. Throughout history there has been a struggle and discrimination of the lower caste. According to Manu law, the lower caste, untouchable caste, they are treated very badly. Even they are not allowed to take the water from the well or ponds. They are not allowed to enter the temple. They were not supposed to keep property, and if they have wealth, it is the duty of the upper caste to take. If they touch, they were considered untouchable. If they touch the upper caste, they became impure, and for that upper caste have to do penance in order to become pure. So the discrimination was there. The members of the upper caste have better life chances and opportunity to use the resources. But after independence, there has been changes. The government has reserved the seats for them, but at the micro level, at the rural, in the village level, still the condition is not improved. They are considered inferior. Although government has banned, Article 17 bans untouchability, but still the mindset of the people has not changed, so it is not prevalent at the micro level. Exclusion. The untouchables went through the worst type of exclusion. They were not given opportunities like others and were excluded from the smallest thing, and they were excluded from everything. They were not allowed to take water from the wells, pumps, lakes that the Brahmins use. They were not allowed to take part in festivals, rituals, ceremonies that others would participate. They had to have a bath with the buffaloes and cows. Exploitation. They were given very low salaries and low grade jobs, washing the bathrooms, wetting the roads, cremations. They were given jobs which no one wanted to do and were not paid, were less paid. They were treated in an inhuman manner, when taken advantage of. Humiliation. They were not allowed to wear bright clothes full of color, could not use the same road Brahmins used, upper caste used. They had to walk with their heads bowed down while a Brahmin walked by, or upper caste walked by, couldn't walk with their chappals in front of upper caste. They would hold in their hands. They would clean up dead bodies and the cremation, and were only included to play the drums from a far off distance. Subordination. They were below the upper caste and Brahmins and were supposed and were oppressed. Now, this was their discrimination. But after independence, the government has given a lot of opportunities, and actually they got, by the Act of 1935, the Britishers prepared a list of depressed classes, SCs and STs, and reservation was made. Now, provisions by the government for SCs and STs, reservation, laws, policies, amendments, welfare programs. They are meant for those who are socially and economically backward, as they don't have life chances and opportunity which they should have. Government reserves seats for SCs and STs, and no one else can take those seats from the from the lower caste. There is reserved in education institutes, jobs, parliament, promotions. They have a lot of provisions like age relaxation and low marks for selection. It is legal framework, not like norms. Now, Caste Disability Removal Act 1850 introduced because they wanted the lower caste to get into education institutions so that they could study and educate themselves. Abolition of Untouchability Act, Article 17 uh, prohibits this practice of untouchability, and it is liable for punishment. It is an illegal offence. Prevention of Atrocities Act 1889, the acts the Brahmins carried out on the lower caste without beating them, not letting them wear bright colors, washing streets, etc. Constitutional Amendment Act. When India became independent, the scheduled caste, they were given 15 and half 15% reservation, in scheduled tribes 7.5%. Constitution Amendment Act 205, the 19th Amendment, it is to with education. No one can be devoid of education. They are still socially, economically and culturally backward. There are social organizations, associations and political parties and social movements fighting for these classes, like Satyasodhat Samaj, Truth Seeking Society mainly for Dalits and women by Jyotiba Phule, Brahmo Samaj, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Arya Samaj, Dayanand Saraswati, Sri Narayana Guru, SNDP movement, Dalit Sangharsh Samiti, Bahujan Samaj Party, BSP, Dalit Panthers movement in 1970. Then we have provisions for the Indian state has had special programs for scheduled tribes and scheduled castes since independence. The scheduled listing, the castes and tribes recognized as deserving of special treatment because of the massive discrimination practiced against them were drawn up in 1935 by the British Indian government. After independence, the same policies continued and they were given reservation, 15 SCs and 7.5 SCs. The most important state initiative attempting to compensate for the past and present caste discrimination is to be the one known as reservation. This involves the setting aside some places or seats for members of SC and ST in different spheres of public life. This includes reservation of seats and state and central legislature, reservation of jobs in government service. All departments and public sector companies have seats reserved for SCs and STs, which are equal to the percentage share of them in the total population. For the OBCs, this share is decided differently. After 1990, they got 27% reservation. In addition to reservation, there have been several laws passed to end, prohibit and punish caste discrimination. I have already discussed the 19th Third Amendment Act of which became law on 23rd January 2006. Both these laws are related to education. Now, other laws are the Constitution of India itself, the Scheduled Caste and Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, and the 1989 Act was revised and strengthened the legal provisions punishing acts of violence or humiliation against Dalits and Adivasis. The fact that legislation was passed repeatedly on the subject is proof of the fact that the law alone cannot end a social practice. Now the next is other backward classes. Now other backward classes, they are the caste lying between, middle caste lying between the upper caste and scheduled caste. There is not so much of discrimination against them, although they are socially considered, they are socially and educationally backward. When India became independent, there was a lot of hesitation and protest by the backward caste to reserve the seats to bring equality. Jawaharlal Nehru was that time Prime Minister, so he appointed Kaka Kalekar Commission in 1952, and in 1953 Kaka Kalekar Commission submitted its report, but it was being cited, it was not accepted. From the mid-50s, OBCs became a regional affair pursued by state rather than center. In the early 20th century, the southern states started political agitation because of these powerful social movement policies to address the problem of OBC were in place long before. They were discussed in northern states. Finally, the issue of OBC came to the forefront in the regime of United Front government headed by Mr. VP Singh. And before that, the government, when Janata Party came to power, they promised that they will implement Mandal Commission, a commission set up for improving the condition of the OBC and making reservation. It was recommended that 27% seats from class 1, class 2, class 3 all should be reserved for the OBC caste. Enlarged disparity between upper OBC who are landed caste and enjoy, although so many OBC castes, they are not so economically not backward, but they say that we are educationally and socially backward. So finally, the lower OBCs who are very poor and disadvantaged and are often not very different from the in socio-economic status make this a difficult political category to work with. OBCs are severely underrepresented in all spheres except land holding and political representation. The situation of upper OBC is dominant in rural areas. The certain castes who are certain castes who come into OBC are Jats, Gurjar, Kurmis, Yadavas, etc. Although they are very prominent. So finally, VP Singh made 27% reservation was given to them, and thus they are improved. Now Adivasi struggle. That's all.